So Amy, thanks for being on the podcast.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
So you're an actor, you're a performer, you're a model. When did you realise that, performing was something that you wanted to do with your life?
Well, actually, for ages, I didn't know. So I've always been a bit more, let's say, out there than a lot of people in my family and maybe some friends. But I actually went to do art after A-level. So I did my personal statement and things for art. But then something in me decided that was a really bad idea. And the next week, I found myself at college doing musical theatre.
Okay, so was that York College you went to do art and then you changed?
Yeah, so I went to sixth form, did my sixth form, did art, and then went to York College straight afterwards, which was strange, but makes sense in the long run, and did musical theatre. And then from there realised that wasn't really what I wanted to do either. So halfway through that, I'd got into drama school, and then I had a year to wait until it started.
So where was the drama school?
Manchester, well, just outside Manchester, actually in Wigan, really nice place. Yeah. The drama school is ALRA, the Academy of Live and Recorded Arts, and it's for TV and film and theatre, I suppose.
So what was that like, kind of been thrown in with lots of other creative people?
Really good, although I suppose everybody feels like me that it's kind of, they just sort of end up there and they want something and they don't know how to get it. And so you're kind of there with all these ideas and amazing people, and everybody's got such different talents and different thoughts on everything that you sort of just mash together in this one room, and it gets a bit odd. And then you spend the next 3 years with the same 30 people.
So tell me about your journey from there to where you are now, which is teaching other people to act.
So this journey happened quite quickly, but after drama school was a long time, and feels like it's been a long time of auditioning and trying to get work, which is everybody's sort of way, I suppose, from now onwards. It's the career we've chosen. And then I decided that something needed to be done here in York, because there's a lot of big companies that do acting classes, and a lot of them are for children, but they make you sign up for a long time and you pay a lot of money, and they're very good, not doubting them, but I wanted something that was affordable and available to everyone.
I suppose it's somebody looking at you, say you're quite young, you maybe not got that much experience, but you've actually done quite a lot, considering like it's only been a short time since you've left the college.
Yeah, I've done a lot, and all my friends will tell you that I've had a lot of jobs as well. So I like to pick up different knowledge from all over, and like actually enjoy learning new things along the way, whether it's actually to do with acting. So if I was a character, it would be great to have learned how to do that thing that character does. Have
you got any good examples of that, when you've had to learn something that you never would have done otherwise?
Oh yeah, all the time. Like I ride a motorbike, and people would look at me and go, she doesn't ride a motorbike.
Cool.
But I do. And now I ride that to work because it's easy. But at the time I was like, I'll get that on my CV. I work in an antique shop, which isn't necessarily one of those things that a character might need to know, but I like that because I get to talk to a lot of different people that I wouldn't ever talk to. So
what have you done in York then? Looking you up on Google, you've been in several different productions.
Yeah, I've been in a few things in York. There's so much going on in York that people just don't know about. There's theatre happening all over. It's fantastic. But my favourite thing that I've been in York was Blue Stockings, which was just a piece at Theatre Royal in the studio. It wasn't a professional piece or anything, but the people that were in it were so professional, and we all became really good friends in the end, because the play itself was fantastic. It's all about women's rights and their right to graduate, so it's something that I'm quite passionate about anyway. And it was a big cast. There was about 15 of us, all different ages, and it was just one of those that it was a real joy to be able to play that character. And lots of people came to see that, which was brilliant because of the subject was so good.
So tell me about the acting classes then. Which are the different kind of age groups that you aim it at?
Yeah, so at the moment, the one that started, we've got the little children's, so we've got from ages 4 to 8 in the first class, and they are tiny little ones, and that one is all about fun and craziness for an hour, just to go mad. And we work on sort of imagination and using that space just to have a bit of freedom. And then we move up and we've got the 8+, and last week we had a couple of people that were about 12, 13-year-old. One of them was fantastic. He did a Donald Trump impression and he was amazing. I was in awe. I was like, this kid is going places. He was fantastic. So that's the older class. And then from there we jump up to the auditionees. So they're the people that are trying to get into drama school, or people that are auditioning for professional work and just aren't sure on what to do for that type of audition, because each audition is a bit different. So a commercial audition or a theatre audition, musical theatre audition, you're going to be asked to do all sorts of different things. And then I've got an adults class. So the adults one is actually focusing on actual stuff that I've learned at drama school. So we look at practitioners and we actually focus on the craft of acting.
And you also teach a class for older people?
Yeah, we teach one in Wigginton, which is for over 60s. And that one is very similar, this sounds strange, but very similar to my child's class, because it is all about socialising and having loads of fun. And we do learn lots of things. So we talk about practitioners and their work and what we can actually learn from the craft of acting. But it's all about them bringing stories to life, and it's brilliant because they have so many stories already in their mind, and it's great to them to get together, talk about all their stories, and we've created something amazing by the end of the workshop, and everybody's had lots of fun along the way, hopefully.
And the other side of what you do is team building for businesses.
Yeah, so this one is a collection of all those things that I've just said mashed together to help a team come together. So for the team building, we would make it really unique to that business. So there's 3 options. You choose the option first. So you've got your creative space, and it's basically freedom for a bit of fun for an hour. We've got the listening and communications, and we've got the confidence building. So you choose one of those 3, and then myself and the business person who's at the top of the team will talk about that area and what they actually want from that team building. So say if they chose confidence building, they'll tell me what their team are lacking in confidence, or that they might need to be talking on the phone lots, or maybe they need to make presentations. So whatever their business actually does, we will then focus that workshop onto what their business does using all different acting techniques.
Do you think creativity is linked to confidence?
I think it can be if it's something that you are passionate that you're talking about, and you've got that creativity, the ideas to actually say what you're feeling. I think that makes you confident because you actually want to say what you're saying. But also it can be the people with so many ideas just can't get them out, and it's finding that little gap for people to actually be able to let out everything that they're thinking in their mind that in some way people are holding in.
So what motivates you then? Because it's quite a difficult thing to, put yourself out there and say, I'm not going to get a traditional job. I'm going to do something creative, something a bit different. What keeps you inspired, keeps you excited?
Ooh, that's a tricky question. There are lots of things. I think I probably am a bit of a rebel deep down, and there are many people who tell you can't do it. And all the way along my whole life, there's been people who tell me I can't do it. Thankfully, not anybody I keep around me too closely. So all my friends and family are fantastic. But other people that say, oh, it's a really tricky business, and, oh, are you sure you want to do that? You will never have any money, blah, blah, blah. So that makes me want to do it more.
Yeah, I know that feeling.
Yeah, there's something in me there that goes, oh, I'll do it then, fine. Yeah. And then to keep me inspired acting-wise, there's just so much stuff to learn and to find, and I kind of want to just know it all. Yeah. That sounds awful because I don't want to know it all.
But you want new experiences, don't you? You keep seeking out different things.
Yeah, that's it. It's finding the bits. Somehow, I don't really know how to explain.
I suppose it helps when work comes in from different places because, you could get voiceover work, you could get theatre work, you could get film work.
Yeah, it's nice to be able to do all of those areas. There are many actors who are quite focused in one area, or they love one area more than another. And it's quite nice to be able to spread that at the moment because I haven't found which one I love more. So that is really lovely. To be able to work in different areas is fantastic. And then you meet different people all the time. And I just love talking to people. As you can tell, I love talking. Yeah. So I'm quite happy to just go and sit in a room and talk to somebody about maybe a play that we've both read at some point, or actually just talk about some work we've just done, and that's my day really fulfilled.
Yeah. Well, it's good when you have something that you're really passionate about, because there's nothing more dull than talking to someone who's not passionate about the thing that they're not talking about.
Yeah.
Sorry, the thing they are talking about.
Or not, yeah, they're just not talking about it because it's so dull. They're just sitting there, yeah. And then there's no point, is there? There are a lot of passionate people in this business. That's what I think keeps me passionate, because there are so many of us.
So you've done a few different things. One of the things that you've done is an advert for boots. How did that come about?
So my agent gets me whichever casting I'm going to go to that day, and this one was particularly scary because it was in my swimwear for the actual casting, which happens occasionally, obviously only if they need it. Don't go along in your swimwear if they don't need it, because that's just horrendous. And you basically turn up to the room filled with lots of other girls who probably look very similar to you, and you're all in your swimwear, and it's terrifying, and you all walk around and somehow look like you're rocking it. But it's a casting that is so much fun because commercial castings are really short and you get to go in there, meet people. It's quite quick. You do what you're going to do and then you leave and you go, oh God, what on earth did I just do? But I remember that one particularly clearly because the casting director was brilliant and he kept saying, just pretend you're Beyonce. Because it's the hardest thing to go into a room in your swimwear and you have to storm up and down like you're rocking it. You've got your heels on, you're looking like you are a superstar. And deep down, you know you're not actually looking like you're a superstar because that takes whatever it does that they do these days to all those people in magazines. Yeah, you just look like your normal person in a cold room in a swimming costume. And he was fantastic because he kept going, pretend you're Beyonce. And then they played Beyonce music and made you just storm up and down the stage.
That sounds quite fun.
It was actually just a cold room, but yeah, it's lots of fun.
That must build your confidence, though. Obviously, when you watch it back and you see like, oh yeah, I did that.
Yeah, it kind of doesn't feel real because I looked, I feel like I looked really different because obviously it was fake tan. So I had a lot of fake tan on. So
is that what they were advertising?
Yeah, that's what my particular character was advertising, because you say character. So the whole thing was Boots Summer, and then there was other people advertising different things. But my character was Fake Tan Girl. You get really good names. There was Hunky Guy next to me. He was very lovely. And Fake Tan Girl had to be absolutely covered in fake tan. So I had maybe 5 or 6 layers of fake tan on. So I don't feel like it was me when I look back and I've seen it on the TV.
I guess when you've got somebody else directing you as well, it's sort of their vision that you're like fitting into.
Yeah, you just do what they say. And then somehow make it your own and bring that little bit of that sort of bit of you that they've searched for in the casting, bring that to the work that they're asking for.
So what's 2018 got for you in store then, other than teaching?
Well, lots of more commercial auditions coming up. So that's always something fun because you never actually know what's going to come up. So you hope for all this different work, but it might not be any different work. It might not be any work. It might be lots of work. So really, it's a tricky question because I don't actually know.
Okay, no productions or anything like that?
No, nothing lined up now. So there never really is anything lined up unless it's happening like next week.
So what's your opinion on the acting scene in York?
I think it's growing into something brilliant, and I really do think it's going to keep growing.
Does it feel friendly and supportive? Do you have lots of people who kind of encourage you? And
very much so. Everybody's always talking to everyone, and even now when I'm doing my classes, I'll be talking to somebody about it. Like earlier, I was talking to my friend saying, oh, you should come to my workshops for your auditions, and she was saying, oh, you should speak to such and such at the university because she's the head of this, and then she'll be able to tell you about so-and-so who's auditioning and this person who's auditioning. So you get to know other people's names, and then I'll email that other person and they straight away come back to you with somebody else. And so it's kind of like a little spiral of names and people who all want to help each other because we all know how hard this industry can be. So it's quite nice when everybody actually joins in and rallies together.
Cool. So if people want to get in touch with you, what's the best way for them to do that?
They can email me, which is probably the best way. I'm quite quick at getting back on my emails. So that's actwithamy at yahoo.com. Or you can see my t-shirt, Act with Amy, and that's the website. So you can go on actwithamy.co.uk and you'll find the rest of my contact details on there. But email's definitely the best way.
Cool. Well, we'll put all the links in the description so people can find them and click through.
Fabulous.
Great. Well, thank you for being on the podcast.
No, thank you for having me, Ben.